Hello everybody and welcome to Benvarmeren's breakdowns here for the Akali champion spotlight. Let's try this one more time. I actually already recorded this video, but I forgot to turn on my microphone, so I'm doing this one more time, and well, I don't mind because then I get to talk about Akali one more time, because look at her, she's amazing. I think this rework is going to be great, and I'll tell you why. First of all, look at this Akali. Like, she already looked terrifying, at least to me. I'm also an AD carry main, so obviously that makes a lot of sense. But she already looked terrifying prior to the rework. Now, she definitely looks like someone who's a gorilla ninja. She looks like someone who's gonna run at you and just fuck you up. I like the tattoos too. Like, she looks very terrifying with those tattoos. But a little background history: she left the Kingu order, and then she said, okay, Shen has taught me a lot, but he didn't teach me hit and run tactics. So now that's her game, the hit and run tactics. So first of all, passive Assassin's Mark. Damaging a champion with an ability creates a ring around them. When the ring forms, Akali gains a burst of movement speed towards it. Once she crosses the ring, Akali gains another burst of movement speed towards the enemy. Crossing the ring also empowers her Karma, which increases the range and damage of her next attack. This attack also restores a small amount of energy. She crosses it, gets movement speed, goes back, still has better movement speed. Okay. So, this passive, I like the idea about them trying to keep true to her true nature, where she has to be an assassin that wants to chase you and unrelenting, just continue to tear you down slowly. With this passive, you gain an incentive to continue to bully people by moving closer to them, moving away from them, and then getting close to them again. So I think that it's a good ability in terms of the thematic things. In terms of her theme. I think overall it's a little bit dull, but it does fit the theme, and she does get more damage and more burst, so obviously that helps her a lot as an assassin. 5-point strike. Akali throws 5 kunai in a narrow arc, damaging enemies directly in front of her and slowing those at maximum range. It cast with nearly full energy. Akali heals for a percentage of the damage. At rank 5, 5-point strike deals extra damage to minions and monsters. And then obviously, because she hits someone with an ability, she gains the small ring around her. So I like the 5-point strike. I think the animation is a little bit boring, but I like the idea of the 5-point strike in general, because you have again the chase potential that you have with the slow at those at maximum range, so that if you are inside this one, you actually slow people. But obviously, that just means again that it's all about her chase potential, and this is going to be her primary damage tool. We'll get a little bit to some of the combos that you can do with her later on, because now that we'll talk about W and E, then we can start to talk about combos. So the Twilight Shroud. Akali restores energy and creates cloud of smoke, which slowly spreads to cover a ring-shaped area. While in the smoke, Akali is obscured and has increased movement speed. While obscured, Akali is stealthed, and though her position can be revealed, Akali herself can't be, meaning she can't be targeted by abilities or attacks, including by turrets. Akali can leave the smoke a few times to extend the duration of Twilight Shroud by a small amount. So she creates this ring, right? So in the next clip, you'll see how she can go under the tower and drop the aggro, which I think is very strong. Look here. So she attacks Anivia. Her position is revealed just very shortly. But the main thing is here that she's able to drop the aggro. And I think this is going to be an ability that we'll definitely have to look out for, because on one point she is able to make the hit and run tactics work again by continually going in and out of the shadows, but also the fact that she can drop the aggro means that she can be very strong if you have the likes of Lee Sin or Graves early on. They can dive under the tower, not necessarily against Anivia, you don't want to do that, but dive under the tower, get a kill early on, move from there. You can do this with Twilight Shroud because you can drop the aggro. You can tank up to begin with, and then you can let your jungler tank afterwards. Shuriken flip. Akali backflips and throws a shuriken forward, damaging and marking the first enemy hit. The shuriken can also hit and mark the smoke from Twilight Shroud. Akali can reactivate Shuriken Flip to dash to the marked target, damaging enemies she passes through. And then she can jump backwards. I think the most important thing here to notice about Shuriken Flip, which is something I really love about the Shuriken Flip, is that you see how she jumps out? The circle would be like around this guy, right? Because whenever she damages someone with an ability, she gets the ring. So she damages him with Shuriken Flip, she jumps backwards, and she gets her Kana because she's outside the ring. And I think that is such a nice touch, because it means that she gets a better burst potential. And right here we can start to talk a little bit about the combos, because I love the fact that you can jump in with a Shuriken Flip, you can get your Kana, you can put down your Q, and then you can put down your Shuriken Flip, you can jump backwards, get the Kana, put down your Q, go away, get the Kana again, and then move in and use your Twilight Shroud. And I like and depending on how long the cooldowns are on Shuriken Flip and your 5-point strike, you can get a lot of Kanas out of that, and you can get a lot of damage out, because that is a huge potential to burst with that Kana, as long as you move outside the ring. Perhaps my favorite thing is her perfect execution, her ult. Akali dashes up to 2 times with a slight delay between. The first dash deals physical damage and briefly stuns, while the second dash deals magic damage based on the missing health of the enemy. So look at this. So first of all, take a look at Darius. He's not exactly stunned for a long time, so you don't have to think too much about the stun coming in. It isn't that problematic yet. But he's stunned for a very short time, and then she jumps backwards. And look at the damage that Draven takes. Right here. Imagine she jumps in with her Shuriken Flip. She puts down her she jumps in with a Shuriken Flip, hits you with a Kana, puts down the 5-point strike, jumps backwards, runs out of the circle, hits you with the Kana, uses the perfect execution to stun you, lays down the Twilight Shroud, and then uses the perfect execution again. She's safe, she's bursted you. Of course, all of her abilities are now on cooldown. That doesn't matter because you're safe in your Twilight Shroud. And you have no health left. That's a pretty devastating combo. And if executed correctly, I think she's going to be so good at being a bully and chasing people right here. Because you have a slow, you have a stun, you have catch potential with that E. You have a Shroud to work with too, in case you're gonna be ganged by a jungler, or if you're chasing someone and suddenly enemies turn up too. And this video highlights pretty well how you can use your E for that mobility, because she's able to jump onto that Yasuo with the E, and there's nothing that he can do. So I think that's it's a good video to highlight how you have the chase potential from going on to the Yasuo with the E, and then obviously all of the burst damage that she has. I think that Akali will be very good in the top side and in the mid lane. I don't think she's going to be a very good jungler because she doesn't have a lot of damage in her kits. Depending on the cooldown of the 5-point strike and how much energy it costs, because she doesn't use mana, I'm gonna be hesitant to say that she's gonna be a jungler because of those things that she has to have damage, and her Q probably costs a lot and doesn't have a very low cooldown. So I'm thinking that she is going to be a top side or mid lane bully. I think that's where she could fit in the best, at least. And that's where I would like to see her. So that's where I'm going to be looking out for. I think that she's going to be super great with someone like Elise Sin, Graves, or Elise early on. Just to have that extra kill pressure, but also because of them having either CC or extra damage to work with. And then I think that if you build your team around her, she can be very effective as a bully and even as a team fighter, because she can't get to the backline without too much trouble and still survive in the backline because of the Twilight Shroud. I don't see her being a very good roamer early on though, because she doesn't exactly have any mobility that can be used if you don't target it at champions. Obviously you can use your perfect execution to jump away or jump somewhere, but you don't want to use that to roam down to the bottom side. You want to save that for the kills. So very lane focused. I like the theme of her. It still fits Akali. It feels like Akali. And I think this is going to be a successful rework. I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm looking forward to seeing how she'll pan out. But my guess is that she's going to be a lane bully in the top side, in the mid lane. She's not going to be a jungler, and she's probably not going to be roaming as effective as a Talia or an Aurelian Sol. She can obviously roam because everybody has legs, but she's not very fast at doing so, I imagine. However, with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, the second time that I've recorded this video now. Do check out my social medias. Do follow me on Instagram, because I will be going to Berlin in 3 days. I'm going to go to Copenhagen afterwards, and then I'm going to go on a summer camp and actually do some real life stuff that isn't League of Legends. So if you want to see what I'm actually doing, well, make sure to follow me on Instagram, where I'll be posting a lot of the stuff that I'll be doing. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll try to upload more videos, and I'll catch you next time.